Owners in the UK spent a whopping £4.7 billion on vets and other services for their animals. That's according to figures from the Office for National Statistics. The veterinary market has been dominated by big companies, including CVS, Medivet and Vets for Pets. But earlier this year, Snoots opened its first clinic in North London, backed by an initial £1 million investment to offer a subscription-based service. Well, with me now is the founder of Snoots, Jonathan Moyal. Good to have you on the programme. We're hoping for your furry friend to come too, but maybe another time. So £4.7 billion spent on pets in what's a cost of living crisis, as we well know, in this country. So put that number into context for us versus other domestic spend that we're seeing. Just how big is it?
It's big, but it's painful, and I think it should be bigger. Is really the thing that we're trying to do here, is that people are putting off vet visits because they're too expensive. And we did a survey, and it seems like it's somewhere between 65 and 85% of people have not gone to the vet when they needed to because they were afraid of the vet bill. And when that happens, little things become bigger things, and you know, in a cost of living crisis, even not in a cost of living crisis, a vet bill can really quickly be 250, 300 pounds, 1,000 pounds. And insurance isn't covering most of that. So yes, it's a very big number. We think that still the market is sort of underserved in terms of number of vet touches per year.
So a subscription-based service is your differentiator, something that is new, is it, in this country? Are you a first?
Yeah. I think we're new in the world. So I am American. I think everybody can pick up on that. But this isn't something I copied from the US to bring here. It's completely new. We're £33 a month, and it includes everything that we do in our clinics. So we only do primary care. We don't do surgery, but everything from vaccinations to travel certificates, x-rays, blood work, things like that, sort of the everyday care that you need for your pet. And we're trying to keep it as affordable as possible and as accessible as possible, because what we want is for people to be able to come to the vet more often as possible, really.
But the big bills are usually surgery.
Yes.
So if you're not covering that, how useful is it?
So it's really useful because a lot of surgery is caused because we didn't catch things upstream. And as pets kind of age, you know, we want to have more touches on an annual basis, even when they're young. A small, tiny bump could be a tumor. It could be nothing. But when it's a small, tiny bump, you can still get rid of it. You can excise it. If you wait 6 months, you might just be going straight to euthanasia, which is heartbreaking. I worked in the pet space for a long time, and when I was in the insurance space, we had so many cases that went to euthanasia, either financial or regular, and that never should have. And that's really the sort of motivation that launched me into this specific business, because at the end of the day, I'm here for the pets.
And talking about what you're doing in the States, we were just talking about your previous time at Bark. You IPO'd that for $1.5 billion, so you've got good pedigree, or heritage, I should say.
Never heard that one.
It's awful pun, isn't it? But anyway, but so you, I'm sure you're going to do very well here. But you've got a $1 million investment fund. It's not a huge amount of cash, is it?
So what we've done is we've opened our first clinic in Islington, so just down the road from here, and we're hoping to be able to open the first 3 this year with that investment, and then we'll see where we go from there. I think for us, the goal is to make this as widespread as possible, because, you know, accessibility is a problem here in London, but it's also a problem in the north and in the south and everywhere else.
And it's quite a fractured market. I know that there's a big chunk of the market is made by independent vets. Are you trying to get them on board? I mean, what's your expansion plan?
So we're working kind of in conjunction with the vets, because we don't do surgery, right? And the vet industry structurally has focused on these high-margin surgeries, and it's what they want to do. We're very bad as an industry at doing primary care, because it's not where the money is, and with corporates coming in, it's not where people are focusing. So we're trying to do one thing that we're only going to do that. We're going to do it really well and hopefully work with the other players.
And when do you hope to be profitable?
On the clinic basis, probably in the fall. So the clinics will be profitable pretty fast. As a business, we are a venture-backed startup, so profitability is a bad word for my investors.
Do you have an exit plan? I know you ask that all the time, but what is the big goal? Is it to be sold, to be bought out, to be IPO'd?
Yeah, the big goal for me is I've been in tech for a long time. This is the first company that I want to run for the next 30 years. I really, really care about the patients and what we're doing, and I'm doing it for the pets. So if I can keep running this thing, if I can make it as big as possible, if it can become the standard for the industry, that's the only goal for me.
And a quick quick shout out to your pet at home. Who is it?
Oh, Pino. Pino's, you might have seen him in the videos. He's the poodle.
Oh.
He actually had a procedure on Monday, so he's not doing great.
No, he's not doing well. We
He'll
wish
be
him
okay.
well.
Thank you.
Send him my love. Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much for joining us, Jonathan Moyal there, the founder of Snoots, on what's a subscription-based vets business. Well, that is it from me for today. I'll be back